Hi friends, this is Rojan here. Welcome to my networking channel. Hope all are doing good and safe. And today I'm going to show how to configure the inter-VLAN routing using a router, right? So inter-VLAN routing, we can use a layer 3 device or a router for a inter-VLAN communication. So here there is only a single interface. So I'm going to create 3 VLANs. So I have to create a 3 sub-interface on a router. So now let us go ahead and configure the individual configuration. Go to router. So we'll go to the CLI mode. And let us enable the interfaces, right? So this interface is gigabit 0. So let us activate the interface gigabit 0 by 0, no shed. So now what we can do, I need to create a 3 sub interface, right? So 3 VLANs I'm going to create, VLAN 10, 20 and 30. So for this 3 VLAN, I need to create 3 sub interfaces in a router, right? So how to create, go to the configuration mode, interface gigabit 0 by 0.1, that is sub interface 1. So after that, encapsulation dot 1q followed by the 10, that is VLAN 10. I'm going to create the ID as 10, right? So followed by the IP address. IP address is the gateway. So all this PC gateway, VLAN gateway, I'm going to configure in the router. So 192.168.10.1 followed by the subnet mask and then exit. So again, I need to create the sub interface for VLAN 20, right? So VLAN 20. You guys a second sub interface and I'm going to create VLAN 20, right? First we have created for VLAN 10. So VLAN 20 followed by the IP address 192.168.20.1 followed by the subnet mask. Similar way for the third interface, right? So that is 0.3, third sub interface for VLAN 30. So VLAN 30 and the IP address, that is nothing but a default gateway, that is 30.1, right? So 30.1. So similar way. So now let us check the interface. Show IP interface brief. So I created 3 sub interface, right? Gigabit is up. Since I'm going to create 3 VLAN using this router for a inter VLAN communication, I need to create 3 sub interfaces for VLAN 10, 20 and 30. Since router is having only one interface, I need to create three sub interfaces. So VLAN 10 is 10.1, 20.1 and 30.1. These are the gateway for VLAN 10, 20 and 30, right? So now what we can do, now I have to configure this switch connected to the router as a trunk port. This port I need to connect it as a trunk port. So now let us go to the switch, right? Go to the switch CLI. So I'm going to create the trunk port. So what is the interfaces? Interface faster than at 1, right? So interface faster than at 0 by 1. So let us make it a switch port mode trunk. And I have to activate the interface. So this port I configured as a trunk and I need to create a 3 different VLAN, right? VLAN 10, 20 and 30. So I have to name the VLAN. So I have to create the VLAN. Okay, let us create. So configuration mode. So VLAN 10 will make it as sales and then VLAN 20. Let us make it as purchase. Similar way VLAN 30, right? VLAN 30. Let us name it as marketing. So I created 3 different VLANs and I'm going to assign to the corresponding switch ports, right? The access port. So we have 3 ports, access port 2, 3 and 4, right? So 3 ports I'm going to create. So let us go one by one. So go to the configuration mode and interface faster than at 0 by 2. Faster than at 0 by 2. Let us make it as access VLAN 10. That is for first VLAN. So the gateway already I configured in the router, right? 10.1. Similar way, let us go to 3. This is 3, right? So go to the configuration mode. Let us make it as access VLAN 30. So switch port access VLAN is 30. Similar way, let us configure for VLAN for 30, right? So go to the, so we have configured for 10. This is we have configured as 30, right? So let us make it as 20. No switch port access VLAN 30. So let us make it as 20, right? Access VLAN 20. Similar way, the fourth port will make it as 40. Fourth port switch port access VLAN for VLAN 30, right? So VLAN 10, 20 and 30, 2, 3, 4. So let us check the VLAN details. Show VLAN brief. So yeah, VLAN 10 we are configured as VLAN for access port 2, 3 we have configured as VLAN 20, 4 for VLAN 30, right? So I done with the configuration. Now I have to configure the individual PC, right? So now click the first PC and go to the desktop and go to IP configuration. I'm going to configure the IP address 192.168.10.2. The gateway I already configured in the router as a sub interface, right? So first thing is over. Let us configure the second one. So go to the desktop, IP configuration 192.168.20.2 and the gateway is 192.168.20.1, right? Similar way, go to third PC and desktop IP configuration 192.168.30.2, 192.168.30.1, right? So this is a gateway I already configured for VLAN 30. So already I created the 3 sub interface in the router. So I done with the configuration. Now we have to check the inter-VLAN communication is working properly. So what are things I have done? First I created 3 sub interfaces for VLAN 10, 20 and 30, and the switch port connected to the router I configured this is a trunk port. Then I have configured the separate VLAN. VLAN 10 I have configured this access port 20 and 30, right? So then I have assigned the PC, individual PC. So now we have to check the communication. So whether the interval communication is working. So go to ping 192.168.10.2. So we are able to ping the first PC. So let us check the gateway. We are able to ping the gateway also. And now we need to say check the second PC, right? So let us check the second PC. Yeah, we are able to ping the second PC and let us ping the third PC 30.2. Yeah, it is working, right? So all the inter-VLAN communication is working properly. Let us check from the second PC. So go to the command prompt and let us check the individual PC 191.168.10.2. It is working, right? 20.2 and similarly let us check the 30.2. So all the 3 PCs are communicating. For the last PC I'm checking. So ping 192.168.10.2, 20.2 and similarly 30.2. So this is how inter-VLAN communication is achieved. So we can achieve using a layer 3 switch or we can use a router, right? So I have used to use a router. This is we call it as a router on a stick because router is having only a single interface. Since I'm going to create a 3 VLAN, I'm creating 3 sub interfaces on a VLAN. So if there is a 4 VLAN, I have to create 4 sub interfaces. So we can create many sub interfaces as per the VLAN requirement, right? So this we call it as a router on a stick. So using the router, so we are able to communicate within the 3 VLANs, right? What we called as a inter-VLAN communication. So I hope you understand and enjoy this video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe me for more videos. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.